Far more than just a cut-down version of SynthMaster 2.8, SynthMaster One is a single-screen plug-in synthesizer that draws on the best of its big brother and adds to it with full wavetable functionality and a totally intuitive workflow. With 2 oscillators, 2 zero-delay feedback filters, 4 envelopes, 2 LFOs, an Arpeggiator sequencer, 11 effects, and a powerful modulation matrix on board, SynthMaster One hits all the right numbers. Factor in the ability to load your own wavetables on top of its already hefty built-in collection, and a properly browsable library of 500 presets, and you truly have an instrument to be reckoned with. In this video, we'll take you on a tour of SynthMaster One from oscillators to effects, introducing all its main features and showcasing many of the amazing sounds it can make. Everything you're about to hear is generated entirely by the synth itself, with no external effects, dynamics, or EQ processing applied at any point. To check SynthMaster One out for yourself, download the demo at synthmaster.com. Although its oscillators do offer the standard analog waveforms, sine, triangle, square, saw, and pulse, SynthMaster One is a wavetable synth first and foremost, with an extensive library of factory wavetables built on sampled classic synth waves and original creations. You can even add your own wavetables to the menu. Simply place your single cycle samples or custom wavetables in the relevant SynthMaster One documents folder according to your operating system and relaunch the host door. The shape of the loaded waveform or wavetable can be altered using one of 17 wave shaping algorithms, including a selection of filter types, bending operations, sync styles, and more. With a waveform loaded, the tone and phase knobs control different prescribed parameters for each algorithm. With a wavetable loaded, the tone knob becomes the wave index control, used to scan through the wavetable. The tone parameter can still be accessed via the modulation matrix though, with the constant mod source enabling regular manual adjustment of it. Up to 16 voices of Unison are available to each oscillator, with detune and stereo widening dialed in using the knobs below the voicing selector, and the spacing of the detuning tweaked with the detune curve control. Activating the free button randomizes the start phase of each voice for a more organic sound at the expense of attack. couple of Unison-related parameters, phase, spread and voices mix, are only accessible through the modulation matrix, where they can be set up for regular manual operation by assigning them to the constant mod source. Each oscillator also features a slaved sub-oscillator. This can output an audible signal, waveform, or one of a variety of noise types, up to 5 octaves above or below the main oscillator pitch, or an inaudible one for applying amp, ring, phase or frequency modulation to the main oscillator. SynthMaster One's two zero-delay feedback resonant filters each offer 13 modes and types, divided into ladder, diode ladder, state variable, and byte categories. The ladder types are modelled on the classic Moog design, the diode ladder is modelled on the Roland TB303, The state variables are inspired by the filter in the Oberheim SEM, and the two byte types are modelled on the Korg MS-20. Hitting the acid button connects cutoff and resonance, so that reducing or increasing the former also reduces or increases the latter. While boost compensates for the gain drop that comes with resonance increases in ladder or diode ladder filters by pushing the volume up commensurately. Each filter is hardwired to the LFOs and mod envelopes, with modulation amounts controlled by the LFO and mod envelope nods. More on this shortly. Keyboard following can also be brought into play with the key track knob. Helpfully, the shapes of the two filters are represented in the routing panel, where they can be switched between 3 signal flows. Split mode sees each oscillator outputting directly to its corresponding filter. Parallel mode has the mixed output of both oscillators routed to both filters in parallel. And in series mode, the mixed output of both oscillators goes to filter 1, then on to filter 2. The amp envelopes are also shown in the routing panel. And individual oscillators, amps and filters can be toggled on and off by clicking their graphics. SynthMaster One's core modulation sources comprise 4 ADSR envelopes and 2 LFOs, accessible in the modulation section. To see what any given source is assigned to, click its name. Modulation amount collars appear around all its target parameters. Standard filter modulation pairings are pre-configured and accessible via the dedicated knobs in each filter section. By default, LFO 1 and mod envelope 1 modulate filter 1's cutoff, while LFO 2 and mod envelope 2 modulate the cutoff of filter 2. These assignments are switchable between LFOs and mod envelopes using the numbered buttons next to each amount knob. The 2 amp envelopes are also hardwired, each modulating the output volume of its matching filter. To assign a modulation source to any other target, click its name badge and drag to the parameter in question. A modulation pairing is created in the mod matrix at the bottom of the interface, with the depth of modulation applied adjusted using the amount knob. This is bipolar, applying no modulation at the center detent, positive modulation when turned clockwise, and negative modulation anti-clockwise. Each modulation can itself be modulated by assigning a via source. To change the modulation source in a pairing, right-click it in the matrix and select your preferred signal. To reassign the target, click its name and drag to the parameter you'd like to modulate instead. Just like the main oscillators, SynthMaster One's LFOs boast a huge array of waveforms. They can be run synced to host or free, in unipolar or bipolar mode, and monophonically, polyphonically, or with the phase randomized with every new note. Noise and sample and hold modulation of the LFO output are brought to bear using the so-named knobs, while the attack control sets the fade-in time. Four ADSR envelopes are velocity sensitive, and can work in regular or one-shot mode, the latter ignoring the sustain portion for percussive sounds. The curves of the attack, decay and release segments are adjustable from linear to logarithmic or exponential. The full list of sources available in the mod matrix takes in various MIDI messages and CCs, including polyphonic aftertouch, as well as macros called constants, key tracking and randomization. SynthMaster One's Arpeggiator features all the usual directional options, up and down, as played, etc. With up to 4 octaves of range, 16 length adjustable steps, and the expected array of bass time note values. However, it also offers 3 rather less conventional modes. Chord mode rhythmically sequences the full held chord rather than arpeggiating it. Arpeggiate mode lets you define your own arpeggio by setting each step of a sequence to trigger a specific note from the chord being held on the keyboard, including a pick one at random option. And sequence mode turns the ARP into a polyphonic step sequencer capable of outputting chords of up to 4 notes. SynthMaster One's effects rack enables up to 6 processors from a roster of 11 to be arranged in freely reconfigurable series. To load an effect, right-click a slot and choose from the menu. To turn it on and off, click its top left power button. To move an effect up or down in the list, drag it onto another effect or empty slot to have the two swap places. The effects themselves cover all essential bases, including compression, reverb, delay, distortion, EQ, chorus, phaser and tremolo. Finally, SynthMaster One's 500 factory presets are navigated in the browser. Here you can filter presets by author, instrument type, attributes and style. The browser also features a news feed and a shopfront carousel through which SynthMaster 2 and its various bundles can be bought. So that's SynthMaster One in a nutshell. It's available to buy now from the KV331 website, with a patch-compatible iOS version coming soon, and you'll be able to read our full review of this impressive new virtual instrument in a forthcoming edition of Computer Music.